Good morning, everybody. Okay, cool. It is July 4th. Happy 4th of July. Awesome. So today we're going to talk to Cassie, who has some pretty awesome rockin' results over the last couple months. So I'm really excited to talk to her. But before we get into that, I need to give you some updates. First of all, Muscle Burns Fat is coming out very soon. So in 3 days, if you have a Coach account, you can get Muscle Burns Fat. And what's going to happen is it's going to roll out each day. So day one's going to come out on July 7th, and then day 2 the next day, and so on and so forth. Then so I want you to know about that. So that's July 7th. If you have a Coach account, you can start that. On July 27th, it'll be available to everybody, including customers. So that's super, super exciting. I know I'm going to be starting it within the week of it coming out. I'm still not sure if I'll start Wednesday or the following Monday, but I'm really, really excited about that. If you are struggling with your fitness, with staying on track, I would do this. I would say, dude, this new program, it's only 30 minutes a day, super awesome. I'm going to grab some people in my challenge group, in wherever I'm connected with others on here, my coach, whoever else, and I'm going to start on the same day as them, because here's what happens. When you start on the same day, you are very likely to finish the program. Highly, highly likely. It's like having an accountability partner times 100. It's huge when you're starting on the same day and you do day 1, day 2, day 3 together, and so on and so forth. So yes, you're doing the workout at home, but you're on the same day with everybody. You can check in with everybody. It's so much fun too. So it makes fitness fun, right? I also highly, highly, highly recommend picking Ultimate Portion Fix or 2B Mindset and doing them along with the program. 2B Mindset, super awesome, love it. We've been talking about it a lot these last couple of weeks. Ultimate Portion Fix, if you want major results, you can do timed nutrition with Ultimate Portion Fix. The cool thing is the program, Muscle Burns Fat, that's coming out, the challenge packs will include both 2B Mindset and Ultimate Portion Fix. It is they're literally giving away so much, I can't even believe it. I'm actually a little angry about it. But it's a lot. They're giving away a lot with that program, so you're getting like huge value there. And you can follow either one then, because you'll have no excuse. You'll have all of the information. So check out Time Nutrition. That's a really big thing I'm gonna recommend if you want, only if you want major results. Only if you want major results. I would do that. Okay, so Cassie, sorry, you're totally gone. She's left the building. There she is.
Good.
Let's talk to Cassie. I love talking to people who just got amazing results, and you're pseudo new, but I don't really know your story. I literally, guys, I barely know Cassie at all. We messaged each other maybe 3 times. I saw her post and I was like, oh, wow. I want to know who that is. And so I sent the post over to Amy and I said, Amy, who is this? And then she's like, I think that's Megan's girl. And so I'm like bouncing all over the place trying to find Cassie. And Cassie, she didn't even know what Coffee Talk was. I'm like, dude,
Nope.
you need to get on here. You need to share with us information about you. So here's the thing. I don't know much about Cassie. Maybe you don't know much about Cassie, but I'm excited to learn a little bit about you. What I want to know first, though, is I want to know a little bit about you, and then I want to know a little bit about where you were before you were introduced to our system.
Okay. So my name's Cassie. I am 26 years old. I live in the Lehigh Valley in Pennsylvania. I am a full-time professional dog trainer for off-leash canine training. So my whole entire life is dogs, 24/7, all the time. And at the beginning of this year, I moved from the west end of Allentown over to Bethlehem Township, just renting. And when it settled down and I was moved in and everything was good, I said to myself, like, I need to do something, like, for me. I constantly bend over backwards for my job, for my dogs, for my friends and family, and I never really like do anything for me that's going to better myself. You know, every once in a while I'll buy myself something, you know, or stuff like that, but I don't ever actually do anything that's going to like make me a better person. So that was kind of my plan, was once I settled down from the move, that I was like, I need to figure out like a gym or a structure or something. And over the years, I've done Planet Fitness, I've done LA Fitness. I actually did their personal training through LA Fitness and paid like an insane, stupid amount of money for that. And I just never stayed consistent. I always fell off. I didn't know what I needed to eat, what kind of workouts I needed to do in order to get the results that I wanted. And to be honest, I didn't want to put the time in to figure it out. I'm very busy with my job, and I just don't have the time to research and dedicate to all that stuff. So I was about to join like Orange Theory or Soldier Fit or something like that, because I was like, I feel like I need some kind of different thing like accountability or whatever. And I had been seeing my coach is Megan Broski. So I had been seeing her post, I think for maybe about a month. And her transformation pictures really was what I was like, holy shit, because I've never been like fat. I've never been obese or anything like that, but I've just never been like super happy. I've always like referred to myself as average, you know, not skinny or anything like that, but not totally uncomfortable with myself. And I really related to Megan because in her before pictures, that was kind of like my body type a little bit, you know. I was like, okay, like she's not like super out of shape or anything, but holy crap, like look at her results. And I don't remember if she messaged me first or I messaged her first, but I just asked her and I was like, dude, what are you doing? And we didn't know each other. We went to the same high school and stuff like that, but I've never met her in person. We weren't friends or anything. And we just started talking and she told me, and literally as soon as she said Beachbody, I was like, oh, forget it, like, forget it. I was like, pyramid scheme, blah, 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 this and that, right? And I literally was like, but she told me, she was like, it's not. She was like, it's hard work. She was like, it's not like something like where it's a fad diet and stuff like that. And at that point, and this was right before COVID happened. So we started talking, I think like the end of February, beginning of March. And I was just like, you know what? I'll give it a shot, because the thing too that sold me besides her transformation pictures is I'm so busy with work that I do not have time to drive to the gym. Like I will not go because I don't have time to drive there, work out, and then drive home. So I like the idea of it being like an at-home thing. And she sent me my challenge pack and she signed me up on the Bar Blend challenge pack. And when I saw how expensive it was for the shakes, I literally was like, I'm canceling these shakes in the first month. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not paying for this. And after a week of drinking those shakes, I was like, I will never cancel these shakes. Like, I love these shakes. Like, I call them my daily ice cream replacement. And they really are, because that's my biggest, like, issue is ice cream. And I kind of honestly just started rolling with it and like became kind of obsessed with it, to be honest, because as soon as I got my stuff in the mail, COVID happened. So if it wasn't for Beachbody and specifically Bar Blend, to be honest with you, COVID would have sucked like a whole lot more for me. Just like everybody else, I had like huge things that couldn't happen anymore because of it. My mom was supposed to get married. That didn't happen. I was supposed to go cross country for a month. That didn't happen. There's a bunch of things. My Grammy got it in her nursing home. She's okay, but there was just a lot of things, and being able to focus on Beachbody and not have any outside distractions, like no temptations, right? I stopped eating out. I didn't eat out for the entire time. I wasn't wasting money on stuff like that. And I had the time to like figure out the nutrition and how to make it work and how to structure myself. And in all honesty, like it made it really easy for me to kind of pick it up and start going with it. So I think that's like a big part of like why I had such good results, was because I really didn't have any outside distractions or temptations, and it was awesome.
That's awesome. So you took that time and you utilized it. You were like, I'm going to take advantage of this and I'm going to go for it. And
Hmm.
what perfect timing that is.
Yeah.
So real quick, I have a couple, man, you really like, I have a lot of questions out of everything you just said.
Cool.
So, okay, you did Bar Blend. That was your first
Yep.
program. What was the nutrition plan you used during Bar Blend?
Ultimate portion fix.
Ultimate Portion Fix, and those are with the containers.
Mhm.
And which path of Ultimate Portion Fix did you use?
So you might have to broaden that for me, but I know I'm plan A, and I would say that I followed my nutrition like probably like during Bar Blend, like 85%.
Okay.
Like I was pretty on track with that.
Did you do timed nutrition where it tells you when to have your containers, or did you kind of just know how many containers you were going to have and you did it in your own like way? Does that make sense?
Yeah, for the most part, I would say for the most part, I pretty much specifically followed like the Bar Blend nutrition plan for UPF, and like it was like morning snack, lunch, afternoon snack, dinner. And I was pretty consistent with that, and I actually for the most part too matched up the containers they suggested with that time of day.
Okay.
Um, After Bar Blend, going into my second program, Morning Meltdown 100, it's still pretty similar, but I'm deciding like which colored containers to have throughout the day. But one thing I'd say I noticed is like having the carbs in the morning and lunch is way better than me having them at dinner, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's big for me too. So if you're on here and you don't know what Ultimate Portion Fix is, it's one of our nutrition plans where they literally figure out the macros and stuff for you. You don't have to do any like counting of calories and macros and things like that. And they give you containers to help you portion things out so that you're staying within your macros for the day. But in that program, there's different ways to break down how to do it. And so you could be like super flexible, or you could be like following exactly when they tell you to have your containers, or you could even do like a carb cycle, which is like a short-term thing, getting you ready for an event or so on and so forth. Anyway, I wanted to show you her results. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up. These are Cassie's results with Bar Blend. So Cassie, tell me, this is 60 days, right? In these
Yep.
pictures. And
Yep.
this is 60 days, Ultimate Portion Fix, Shakeology, which by the way, some of the girls on here were like, I was the same way with Shakeology. And now I'm drinking it for 5.5 years. And I
Yep.
love your daily ice cream replacement too. That's what Amy said. It's so cool. All right. So tell me, we see the pictures, but tell me the numbers of these results.
So I started out like my weight was like 138 and a half or so. And by the end of the program, I had dropped down to about 131 and a half. For me, the scale is never a big deal. It's more about what I see looking in the mirror, and I don't really beat myself up over the scale. I never have. In terms of measurements, I'll be totally honest with you. I never took my ending measurements. I did take them halfway through, and there was like no change. But by the end of it, I would say like biggest change was definitely like chest and waist for sure. The first thing I lost was my boobs, which was really sad, but you know, it
Welcome.
is what it
Well,
is.
welcome to the fitness world.
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying. But my entire like family and my boyfriend. So my boyfriend and I live about 2.5 hours away from each other. I live up in Allentown and he lives down in Delaware. So when COVID happened, we didn't see each other for like 2 months.
Wow.
So this was also like, I put all that energy, like any kind of negative energy I had, I was like, nope, we're going to flip this around and make it positive, and we're going to do something with it. So, and like Elise, the super trainer for Bar Blend, talk about mental health. I love her. Like I freaking love her. I like stalk her on Instagram now. She's awesome. So like, it just was like perfect for me because I took all of that and I put everything I had into this. And when I saw him for the first time after COVID, I remember getting out of the car at his house and he just like stopped in the driveway and was like, oh my God. He was like, you're a completely new person. He was like, you look 10 years younger. And I was like, holy shit, I'm only 26. So like, I guess I look like a teenager now. But it was just like, it's really nice. Like, it feels so good, like, for people to notice and like also be super supportive. Like, everybody has been really supportive of it. So it's been awesome.
So amazing. At what point, we'll go back to some other questions too, but at what point did you decide you were going to start sharing your journey through social media?
That's a really good question, because when I first signed up, I was like, I'm not gonna like post every day. I was like, these before pictures will never be on the internet, and like all this stuff. And I would say probably once I hit, Barbland is 8 weeks. And I would say once I hit like week 6 and I really started seeing like some of these changes, I got jacked up. I was like, this is freaking awesome. I was like, I'm going to show everybody this. And that was when I started saying to myself, like, holy crap, I I'm getting like the results that I've been wanting for 10 years in 2 months. And that was when I was like, wow, like, why isn't everybody doing this? You know what I mean? Like, why am I wasting all this money at the gym? Why am, like, they literally tell you what to do. And that's like my favorite thing about Beachbody is they take all the guesswork out of it for you. They tell you what to do, and then like you need to just do it. Like, put the effort in and like just do it, and you're gonna get the results. So that was like huge for me. So I'd say about week 6. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm just writing that down. Just tell me what to do. I hear that a lot from people. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Right.
Yeah.
So when you went, like you said, you've been working for 10 years at different things, going here and there. When you went to LA Fitness and you had a personal trainer, and I'm asking you this because I just experienced this last summer. I was doing 80-day obsession. I was in the gym on vacation. I needed a place to go that had weights and stuff like that. So I got like a week-long pass somewhere. And as I was there, I was watching personal trainers with their clients. And I realized that in the 45 minutes to 60 minutes that I was there, I was like, I probably did double to triple the amount of workouts or exercises that they were doing with their clients. Like, I had so much, I felt like I got so much more of a workout than watching them. And all I was doing what they were telling me to do on my phone. Do you know what I mean? So
Yep.
tell me tell me about the money you spent on a personal trainer, and tell me the difference that you saw between going to the gym with a personal trainer and what you experienced at home.
So worst decision of my life. It was insane. I mean, it was like $350 a month or something like that. And you could go, this was probably like 7 or 8 years ago. So I'm not like exact on this. I'm sure it's changed, but you go like 2 to 4 times a week or something like that. And it was like $300 some a month, and you were locked in to a contract like for a year. So like I had to fight my way out of that one too. I fought my way out. I think after like 4 or 5 months, I got a note from the doctor, some crap. But
a year. I'm just like,
yeah.
I can't believe that. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah, and like I was like, oh my God, like I'm not paying this for a year. And I would say, like, in terms of the workouts and the scheduling, I liked it. It was good. She ran me through exercises. It was great for like form and stuff like that too. And I definitely felt a difference, but there was zero nutrition, zero. So I didn't see any results. I saw a little bit of results in terms of like building muscle, but like they say with Beachbody, like 80% of your results are in the kitchen, and like that is so true. So complete waste of money, and I would never even consider doing it again or recommending it to anybody, because like I said, this is way better. Like I've done way more in these like last couple months than I ever did for like 4 or 5 months doing that LA Fitness thing, for sure.
Wow. That's incredible. Well, I'm guessing you're very happy you ended up not doing the other 2 programs that you were thinking about doing. So tell me a little bit, just for anybody who's watching, I want you to just kind of tell me about your day now. Are you back at work?
Yeah, I've been working consistently through COVID, but my hours were cut, but now I'm back full time.
Okay. So tell me while you're like for a work day currently, tell me a little bit about how you eat. Like just kind of break
Okay.
down the day for me.
Yeah, for sure. So for me, the working out is never an issue. And here's why. I am one of those people who I wake up and I work out right away. And it's because I know if I try to work out later in the day, I'll either be like, I'm too tired or I'm too busy, right? Or the dogs are crazy or whatever. So for me, I wake up and the first thing I do is work out because there's no excuse. So I know I always get my workout in. So I typically wake up, like this morning I got up at 4, but normally I'm getting up at like 5. And I'll hit the virtual gym, and a lot of times like Jenna's in there, Megan's in there, now some of my people are in there, but I'm definitely that early morning crew for the workout. So I'll wake up, I'll work out, and then I usually will let the dogs out. So I have 4 personal dogs that are my own, and then I typically have 2 to 3 dogs that live with me for 2 weeks at a time, that they're my board and train. So I have to train them for those 2 weeks. Then I go let them out, and then everybody eats, and then I eat, or I'll take a shower first. And so then I'll do my breakfast. Breakfast for the most part is usually 2 eggs and then like a veggie container and a fruit container typically. Sometimes I'll switch it up, and I'll do toast as a carb. It just depends on what I'm doing for the day. I recently started getting HelloFresh just to mix it up. So depending on if I'm having a HelloFresh meal, I'll adjust my containers, throughout the day to meet that. So it's usually breakfast, and then I start walking dogs. So I pull typically about 6 to 12 miles a day, depending on the weather and depending on the dogs. Now with it being hotter out, it's a little bit different. And then I'll have a mid-morning snack, which is usually it's like my other fruit container or like carrot sticks or something like that, or like a nut bar. And then do my lunch like usually around like 12 to 2-ish. And when I first started, I did Shakeology in like the afternoon before dinner to kind of hold me over. And because that was what Bar Blend's program said. But I wound up switching that halfway through because for me, my biggest issue is nighttime. So I'll eat dinner, and then I have like the world's worst sweet tooth. I used to work at Rita's Italian Ice. I was an assistant manager there for 5 years, and ice cream like just became part of my daily diet. So before Beachbody, I would literally like eat like probably like anywhere from 2 to 4 pints of Ben and Jerry's ice cream a week. Like I would sit there and just like face the whole thing at night, like just eat the whole thing in one sitting. So
if I did that, I would literally be 100 more pounds than I am now.
So I'm saying, like, yeah, like that's the thing too, is like I cut out like fast food. Like I never ate like horribly. Like I haven't eaten like McDonald's, any of that crap for like 10 years. But I just like would either only eat like once a day and it would be this giant meal and then just like snack all day, or I would just be eating way too many carbs. So it hasn't been super hard to switch my nutrition up, but I started to switch my Shakeology as like dessert for after dinner so that I would not try to snack or go for anything else after dinner.
I love that. Your daily ice
Yeah.
cream replacement.
Literally, that's what I call it every day. All about that chocolate peanut butter.
I love it. Do you add just peanut butter to it, or do you add other things?
I dress it up. I dress it up hardcore. Yeah. So like my go-to is chocolate Shakeology, unsweetened vanilla almond milk, organic peanut butter. I usually save my teaspoons for my peanut butter, but I usually do 2. I usually won't do 3 because I'll save that for like butter or oil for my other stuff. I'll put like a little bit of vanilla extract in there. Always put frozen fruit and ice in there. And then every once in a while, if I have like a 0.5 of a carb container left, I'll throw in like a handful of granola. I found this like pumpkin seed and flax cereal from Aldi, and I'm all about it. So I'll usually throw some of that in there as well.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
One of the girls that Dorothea, who's on here, she said, FYI, personal trainers aren't allowed to provide prescription and individualized nutrition guidance, only got general guidance because they're not licensed, which is a huge
That's
thing.
good to know.
Well, it's good to know. And it's one of the things that I've heard from other people too. If they're trying to piecemeal what we provide when it comes to like personal training, going to a gym, getting a nutritionist, which I've had people who come to me or who I've reached out to who have done that. But that adds up huge. I mean, like when you're going to a nutritionist, and I mean, if they're paying 300 some dollars a month for your trainer, and then 300 some dollars a month for your nutritionist for, I don't know, even if it's just 3 months, that's astronomical, when I know for a fact that the people that we help, they get great results in 3 months, and it's only what, $150 a month or something like that, or even less, $100 a month. Is it? So it really, I think that's something. I'm glad you brought that up, Dorothea, because I do hear people talk to me about, how they've tried to piecemeal things together. And when we work with our system, it's already put together. And, but sometimes I think we undervalue what it is. Like it's way more than what we value it at. Do you know what I'm saying? So right there, I mean, it should be valued at $1,000 a month as far as I'm concerned. But sorry, go ahead. So at dinner time, you said sometimes you do HelloFresh, sometimes you don't. And then dessert, you use your Shakeology. And guys, I wanted to show you real quick her doggies, because they're super adorable. These are your 4 doggies, right?
Yep.
And
Yeah,
Amy said go ahead. Sorry.
All the way on the left is Nala. That's my German Shepherd. Next to her is my new puppy, Zuko. He's like almost 4 months. On my other side is Talcon, but we affectionately all call him Turkey. And then all the way on the right is Strider. That's my big boy.
They're beautiful, beautiful dogs. And you said sometimes you have other people's dogs at your house too.
All the time. Yeah, all the time.
Maybe we'll give you our dog. You can train her a little bit better for us too.
Totally down. Let me know.
So, real quick, last question. Well, 2 more questions. One, you decided that you were going to start sharing your story on social media. Was that because you decided to earn an income, or you were just using that as accountability?
Megan said to me kind of probably a little early on, like I was probably halfway through Bar Blend. She was like, dude, you need a coach. And I was like, no. Like, no. And she was like, you're so good, because I was so engaging in the group, like in our Facebook group. And I was always like liking everybody's posts and encouraging everybody, and everybody's doing the same for me. And I really liked that support and the accountability. And at one point, one of the girls who was a little bit newer, she actually reached out to me on the side through my Instagram, and we just started chatting, and she told me that she was like struggling with a couple things, and I gave her some suggestions, and like a couple days later she came back and was like, hey, just so you know, I totally tried what you said and it worked out so much better, like thank you so much. Like, and I was just like, damn, like that made me feel really good, and that was when I kind of started thinking about it. And mostly it had nothing to do with the income. I was like, great, if I could make back what I pay a month, that's fantastic. But to be completely honest, like my job is my dream job. So I'm not one of those people who's like trying to quit their job and do this full time, but I just really like helping people. Like I do it every day with dog training. So it's very similar. And I kind of said that to Megan as well. Coaching people to train their dogs is very, very similar as like coaching people to like better themselves. I don't have as much experience with it like I do with the dogs, but it's very similar, and the whole follow-up system and sales and all that kind of stuff, I'm already doing that with my job. So it's really nice because I can kind of take that experience and apply it to this. That's awesome. It's really just like became a passion because I was like super hype on it.
That's cool. And, you don't have to be coaching to want to replace your job, but how cool is it that your passion, your hobby is actually bringing money in versus most people's hobbies take money out of their pocket, right?
Right.
And your hobby is putting money in your pocket.
Yeah, so it's freaking awesome.
You've been doing this for a couple months as a coach now, right? Mm-hmm. And you've been hitting Success Club every month. So I just want to ask you, you don't have to say how much you're earning, but you're making enough to pay for all of your supplements, right?
Yeah, and then some already.
That's awesome. Love it. Awesome. Sure. So tell me one last question. How do you feel like your life has changed prior to joining the system and then coaching versus now? Like, what do you think are the major differences? How has it helped you?
Major differences for me, honestly, like a lot of people, I mean, like at least like family and friends are mostly like, oh my God, like you look amazing. And it's like, yeah, that's like great and all, that's cool. But it's definitely more so than like a mental shift for me. And like I said, it honestly all has to do with Bar Blend. That is like, I've only done Bar Blend and I'm about to finish up like Morning Meltdown 100 as my second program. And I already went back to bar before I finished Morning Meltdown because I literally like could not stay away from it. I saw all these other people doing it and I was like, damn it, I need to get back to this. So I'm already like, I just finished up week 3 of bar and I'm doubling it up with Morning Meltdown. But it's the mental shift, and it all has to do with like waking up in the morning and starting my day like that. And you know, Elise is always like so positive and there's always a message with every program that it's just overall made me a more positive person. It's put me in like a better place. It starts my day out right. And that's another reason I work out in the morning, is because once I do that, I feel so good. Like, I'm going to kick this day's ass. You know what I mean? Like, I am going to tackle it all. I am ready to go, versus like getting up and, you know, being slow, trying to wake up and not being able to like get into a groove or worrying about other stuff. So I would say biggest thing is the mental shift. Like, I just feel like stronger, better, more happy, more positive, and just overall healthy.
Awesome. Cassie, I am so proud of you, first of all.
Thanks, dude.
But I'm also very, very grateful and thankful for you to get on here and share your story with us, especially since you really didn't know me. Even though we're on the same team and everything, you really didn't
Yeah,
know me and you
it's
had
all
no
good.
idea what Coffee Talk was, but you were like, game on, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you. I'm super grateful and happy for you. I did record this, so
Cool.
I'll send it out and you guys can send it to all of your customers and challengers, because I truly feel like when you hear other people's stories, if you have the right mindset, you can take that information and inspire yourself to want to do better. Now, if you don't have the right mindset, you might take it and go, oh, look at what she did and I can't do that. But you got to stop that thinking and you got to turn it around and be like, no, listen, if she can do it, I can do it. If she can figure this out for herself, then I can figure this out for myself. And I'm so excited and happy for her. And I'm going to do this for myself too. And so take your thinking, turn it around, use Cassie's story as inspiration, figure out how to do it for yourself, reach out. You have all the tools necessary, literally every single one: fitness, nutrition, group accountability, personal, like talking to somebody who can guide you through a coach. You have all the tools. So this is my time to tell you that you have no excuses. Figure it out for yourself. Work with the system that you have at hand and go make it happen. And thank you so much, Cassie. I really, really appreciate it. I'll
No
chat with
problem.
you guys
Anytime.
next week. Oh, and last one more thing. We are at a 1-year mark for Coffee Talk. So that's really, really exciting. Next week, maybe we should come with like a little hat, party hat or whatever. But anyway, all right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Thanks, Cassie.
Bye.